coming home late. Seems you barely beat the sun. You're tapping my shoulder, thinking you gon' get you some.
What up, it's your boy Ali, and welcome to Hip Hop Forever. The start of Sian Anderson's career was one of fate and opportunity. The singer with full name, Sunshine Jocelyn Sian Anderson, has had a rather interesting music history filled with long career pauses. Despite being absent from the spotlight nowadays, she is still considered as one of the best R&B women to ever do it. The 46-year-old R&B soul singer is originally from Winston-Salem, North Carolina. Her most famous debut single, Heard It All Before, released in the early 2000s, is still one for the R&B Hall of Fame, as it was considered a smash hit back then, and some would argue that it's a classic today. Sunshine Anderson was discovered by Wallace Sellers. He heard her sing while she was on her way to the cafeteria at North Carolina Central University. From there, Wallace introduced Sunshine Anderson to producer and A&R vice president Mike City, and from then on, the pair began working together. Eventually, Macy Gray stepped in as Sunshine's manager, and soon after that, the young artist got signed to Atlantic Records. Under the management of Macy Gray, Sunshine recorded and released just one album called Your Woman. After her epic entrance into the music industry, Sunshine Anderson took a long hiatus, spanning over 6 years before fans of the singer got their thirst quenched with another album. Nonetheless, at the release of her debut project in 2001, Sunshine had her first body of work, her lead single, and even her follow-up single chart big time, especially for a new kid on the block. So the question on everybody's mind has to be, what happened to Sunshine Anderson's career? Why did she take long breaks in between albums? And what is she doing now? Let's dig in and find out.
Honestly, I'm a little irritated with the music business right now.
Now, as mentioned earlier, Sunshine Anderson had a very successful debut on the music scene. Not only did her hit single, Heard It All Before, peak at number 18 on the Billboard Hot 100 and number 3 in the R&B charts, her follow-up single, Lunch or Dinner, managed to slide up the R&B charts once again, peaking at number 54. It's also quite pertinent to mention that her debut album, Your Woman, came in at number 8 on the Billboard 200 and sold about 74,000 copies in the first week. Evidently, the album did okay sales-wise. When her debut album dropped, Sunshine's celebrity appeal rose, she was backed by Macy Gray, and her music was all over the radio. Things looked promising for the young artist. However, eventually, problems arose in her career. Following the singer's entrance into the music scene, Sunshine became overpowered by label politics and drama around her manager, Macy Gray, who was widely considered to be unstable. Many people believe that Macy Gray caused the long pauses in Sunshine's career. Macy Gray, the talented award-winning singer and artist manager, is a bit of a gray area when fans and critics recall her momentous rise to fame as far back as the year 2000. This was when the Grammy Award winner had everyone hooked on her song called I Try. The airplay was massive, and the fame that followed even more so. Macy couldn't handle the sudden popularity, and she admits this amongst many other truths, including riding her wave of fame without a good plan to sustain it. Macy got famous and didn't know what to do with it. She became unruly and unwholesome, to say the least. The singer, once referred to as an enigma, later confessed that she regrets her ill-mannered displays in retrospect. However, at the end of the day, the larger percentage of Sunshine's fans considered Macy unfit to manage her own career, let alone Sunshine's. The money was coming in and the narcotics arrived just on time. Like a lot of artists, Macy got used to the party lifestyle. She claims that while she was on tour, her team didn't help matters. She once said, all they did was smoke hash all day. So you start playing with stuff, and then all of a sudden, it's like a crutch. Unable to undo her addiction, she sank deeper and deeper, partying away on most nights until she had quite literally lost sleep. She claims she developed a mysterious insomnia that made matters worse for her. Now, we know that Sunshine Anderson has nothing but positive things to say about Macy Gray, but I'm sure that even Sunshine knew that she needed better management, and that's what she decided to do. In the early 2000s, 3 years after the release of her debut album, Sunshine dropped her old management to sign with Matthew Knowles. Matthew Knowles, Beyoncé's father, had just launched a new record label called Music World Entertainment and swiftly signed the young singer to it. When asked why her previous management situation didn't work out, Sunshine responded with the following. After my first album, the label merged and said it would be a year and a half before my second album. We were riding a fabulous wave. Heard It All Before was #1 for 5 weeks. I did not want to wait a year and a half to put out the next album, so I asked for a release and I came out of that. And after a short while, I was signed to Matthew's label. During one of her interviews, Sunshine got asked whether she was still in touch with Macy Gray. She responded with the following: "No, I don't. I would like to though." During her time with Matthew Knowles, the singer was yet again behind the scenes, honing her craft and getting ready to resurface with gist of a new album in the works. And she dropped her new single called Something I Wanna Give You in 2006. The single wasted no time sliding up the charts, peaking at number 80 on the Billboard R&B charts. The song enjoyed a warm reception and later came with a music video directed by Jill Green. Sunshine said, "I realized that I'm in charge of my own destiny and I've got to move forward." After the singer's tremendous work to promote her single and upcoming album, it wasn't until the late 2000s that she finally dished out the anticipated body of work, and it was wittingly titled Sunshine at Midnight. Sunshine's second album was once again a strong contender on the R&B charts and sat pretty at number 16, but as far as the Billboard 200 is concerned, the project peaked at number 86. Sales-wise, the album didn't do well. With production from Dre, Raphael Sadiq and Mike City, the album should have succeeded. Evidently, Sunshine took the album's poor sales performance to heart. That was really hard to take because I did not understand why it did not do as well. I had Dre on there, Mike City, Raphael Sadiq, and I wrote on 6 songs on the album, so I just did not get it. I was pregnant on that album actually. I worked up to about 8 months pregnancy, so I had a different lease on life. And I was really buzzing with the prospect of my daughter coming into the world, but it was hard to take. It would seem that the sun only rises every 3 to 6 years from its sunshine, as it took yet another 3 years for the artist to strike fans with new music. Around 2010, Sunshine released a single called Lie to Kick It, which peaked at number 84 on the R&B charts. And in that same year, she released her third studio album called The Sun Shines Again. It peaked at number 50 on the R&B charts. However, for the first time, it didn't make it to the Billboard 200 charts. Despite putting out solid projects, Sunshine struggled to get her music played on the radio. And as a result, her fans didn't even know that she had an album out when she released it. But like I said, if your song isn't on mainstream radio, then you've got to work even harder. It's hard living in the city where I'm from. I moved back to Charlotte about a month ago, my hometown. And it's hard if your song isn't playing on the radio station you listen to. Then you run into people in the street and they go like, "Oh hey, what you doing?" And you be like, "Oh, my album came out." But they're not playing it on the radio. Due to her career woes and her battle to stay relevant, Sunshine had times in her life where she questioned whether making music was for her.
Right. And I honestly feel like before I release a 4th project, my audience or the audience should actually go check out the last 2 albums on iTunes.
It's always challenging when you're an artist and you want to sing, but the powers that be make it difficult for you to do so. It's definitely a challenge when you're not living up to your full potential and what you should be doing musically. Now, Sunshine has revealed in the past that just before she released her second album, she experienced downtimes and for a while had to pause the music to get educated.
Sometimes I fight with, continuing to chase after an industry that hasn't been very nice to me.
Now, despite being a degree holder in criminal justice, the singer went on to get educated at a school of cosmetology, a new path which she had found for herself. Man, outside of music, I've definitely grown a lot. And I think because I have been outside of music, that's why I've grown. I'm a regular person, and because I have such long breaks in between putting out an album, I live reality. Sunshine has expressed a lack of niceness in the music industry that has in a significant way repelled her from the scene, causing her to take many steps back over time. She felt like the music industry wrecked her to her very core, and even once said she experienced a lot of heartache. Music aside, Sunshine is also an author, and she has written a book called One Hit Wonder, 7 Steps to Reinvent Yourself. And there's a link to her book on her Instagram page. In the book, she shares her story on her first move to California and how it never really hit her in time that she was in this big music world until much later. She calls the music industry a school that she was never prepared for, one time even saying, "Educate yourself. Doctors go to medical school, cosmetologists go to cosmetology school. There's no school that you can go to get trained for this. So you've got to take it upon yourself to educate yourself." In addition to making guest appearances and occasionally performing music, Sunshine Anderson has since delved into exploring other facets of life besides the world of R&B. One worthy of note would be giving birth to her daughter, sky. Nowadays, Sunshine Anderson is a top radio show host with her own show and explains that in some way she remains connected to the industry through it. Sunshine still drops music. More recently, she dropped a single called Level Up. Sunshine is indeed forging ahead and appears to be in tune with the times, as she's very active on social media. Will Sunshine be releasing more music? Will she ever drop an album again? Fingers crossed, only time will tell.
Never stop believing. I have to be honest with you and say that, there's been more times than many that I thought it was over, that I thought.
That's it for me, man. It's your boy Ali. What happened to Sunshine Anderson in your opinion? Let me know down below. Also, if you have any video requests, be sure to let me know as well. New What Happened To video dropping next week. Also follow my Instagram. I've not been promoting that at all, but I'm gonna start now. Catch you next time. Peace.